chins up, boobs out. It's showtime.
I mean, this sweater makes my boobs look big.
They do.
You
got moves.
I got moves you've never seen.
I'm also not stopping eating my apples. I'm putting that out there. There will be apple eating the entire episode.
An important ASMR sound.
Will it be for like the shady comments?
I'm just snacking because I'm super hungry. I don't know why. I had a very full dinner, but I'm still snacky.
Well, welcome back to Condone Yourself. We are here to talk about season 14, episode 9. Very interesting episode.
Oh, yeah.
So, we have Joe. I'm here. We have OT.
What's up, people?
And we have Kelly.
Hey everybody.
This was a really interesting episode. It was a really solid bounce back after last week's disaster. I'm mostly excited to kind of cut right to the challenge. The show was good, but the challenge was everything. Like, I could spend the whole time talking about the challenge and still not be over it.
Let's at least give a little bit of time to the mini because I did think it was hilarious. Mostly Willow's washed up Mary Lou Retton, which I thought was so funny.
Yeah, I thought most of them did a really good job, especially the way that they were edited into the photo. Mini challenges like that are so stupid, and I love anything that's stupid. So I was here for it.
Well, Joe, we'll see what you think. OG and I were both surprised because Willow picked Deja first.
She did.
Which turned out to be the correct choice, but my eyebrows were raised, and then I loved her next two picks, of course, Camden and Angeria.
No, I would have totally picked Deja as well. I think Deja, in my mind, would have been a great moderator. I think she's like level-headed, even-toned. She would definitely be someone that would kind of balance a group out. I thought Willow's picks were like genius.
I was on board for Willow's picks. I was shocked that Bosco was not one of Willow's picks. And the reason is because of the things that we talked about a couple weeks ago, right? Bosco is so eloquent. Like, Bosco has a way of understanding how to connect with other human beings. And that's been really evident throughout the entire competition. So that's why I was shocked that Bosco wasn't the pick. I thought it was going to be Bosco. I knew it was going to be Angeria and Camden because they're very close. But I thought that the fourth person was for sure going to be Bosco. I was very shocked when Deja's name was first called. I was like, where is this going?
I think Willow was showing a little bit of competition because I think from this type of competition, I think Willow probably saw that Bosco would do well, but just figured that Bosco may kind of overshadow what she would bring to the table because their humors are both pretty dry.
And I know we, especially the last couple of weeks, have talked a lot about diabetical Voldemort, whatever you want to call her. But we have to give props that she was absolutely correct. That
I don't have to do anything.
I will have to give props that she was absolutely correct that Jasmine should not have been the moderator for their group. So I will give her that. I think Bosco agreed. So they made the smart choice, that team.
Everybody agreed except for Jasmine. And Jasmine thankfully said she tried it. And she's like, okay. And she took the critique and she moved on.
I would just like to go on record as saying I said Jasmine just needed a little more time to take in the things that people were saying and to grow. And week after week, she is continuing to show that she is listening and learning and putting into action. Unfortunately, she put it into action in the wrong manner for this challenge. This was not the time to not talk too much. This was a terrible time to decide to not talk too much.
Or to like close up a little bit. Become more modest,
Yeah, it was the weirdest thing, but
she's still learning and growing. Well, and I think the queens are also learning how to communicate with Jasmine as well, taking that into account and knowing Jasmine is understands that these queens aren't really like coming for her. They're just trying to be like supportive. I think that helps as well.
Yeah, definitely. Because I think before they were like admonishing her, but now they're saying the same thing, but it's coming from like a shady kind of reading, kind of, motherly place. Like, girl, you talk too much, instead of like, girl, you talk too much, right? You're saying the same thing, but the intonation changes how it comes across.
Well, and when you show that you actually care about somebody, then it comes across differently. Those little digs, right? It's no longer like I'm just being mean to you. It's more of a teasing kind of comedy.
Yeah.
The only other thing I want to say about the teams and preparing is I thought it was really, this goes to show like how nice I think these queens are, that Georges didn't know what a moderator was and nobody made fun of her. It was just very much like Jasmine just answered what it was and they both explained what it, or then someone else, I think maybe Bosco chimed in, explained what it was, and then they just moved past it. No one even laughed.
They could have cut it out, Kelly. I'm just saying.
What?
It could have been
cut them being shady out.
Yeah, it could have been edited.
They could have edited. Blame it on the edits.
Just let me believe in humanity, Joe.
Okay, well, I guess I laughed because I was like, has she watched any Drag Race season where they had this challenge?
No, she was too busy perfecting that makeup.
Yeah, so I'm just saying it's okay to not know what something is, but this isn't the first time this challenge has been made either.
That's a good point. Yeah, I mean, if you're a connoisseur of Drag Race, at the very least, you don't have to be a debate club president to know. Okay, but I still thought it was nice that they didn't make.
But this is in Georges' defense, as if she needs defending. This isn't a challenge that comes up often. I think we've only seen this twice, where they had these sort of panels with a moderator.
Yeah, she doesn't need defending because she's on RuPaul's healthcare plan.
Honey. Okay.
Which we'll get to later.
Honey. Before we even get into the challenge, the actual discussion portion, can we just take a moment to reflect on and praise Lady Camden's outfit on that panel? Oh my God. That outfit was everything. It was like a delectable treat. It was so good. It was so good.
It was very sexy, like headmistress or sexy, like college student that has to wear a uniform. It was giving very much private school vibes.
Yeah, it was all of it, and I could not take my eyes off her. I wish she would have been as engaging as, say, Willow, but she still did well. I thought the Blake Lively slip up was hilarious, and the throwback. Yes, the recovery was great, but the throwback was the best.
Yeah,
at the end, like I was like, perfection. Yeah. Like that's how you recover.
Yeah, that's not how you don't drown in your mistake. You just let it go, and then you make fun of yourself.
Yes, yeah, it was beautiful. So yeah, let's get into it.
I mean, I know that the moderators were both amazing, and in this one, Deja was very good. The transitions were fantastic. It seemed like this group, more than the other group, it was just so fluid. Like it just really seemed like they were having like a conversation. I know they had to like bounce back and forth between people, but it seemed natural. It
also seemed rehearsed, right? Like, I mean, and not rehearsed like in a way where it felt phony. Like it felt like they had really thought about and practiced what they wanted to say, what they wanted to talk about. And that's how it became so conversational and fluid, because everyone had a point of view that they knew they were bringing. Right. Everyone had a very specific point of view. Everyone was bringing their specific point of view. And so it made it very easy to just flow conversationally.
But if we're going by out of both groups, who made me laugh the most, it was Willow. Like
really?
Hands down.
Same, hands down.
Willow, I thought Willow was funny. Yes.
Yeah.
But Bosco definitely made me laugh the most.
Yeah. I mean, Bosco had a different kind of presence, I think. And I thought she was hilarious. But Willow just has this way of like, and the judges mentioned it, right? It's that comedic timing.
Yes. Willow knows how to tell a joke.
Yes. It's a very delicate balance of discussing like health issues, family issues, like real stuff while making jokes, while still getting the serious point across, you know? Yeah. I just thought she was great. I thought she could have very easily been like top 2.
I thought for a moment she had the win, like in the bag. I thought to myself, there's no way anyone's going to be better than her. I thought what really, and I guess we'll get to the runway eventually, but I thought the runway is what pulled her out of that really, really high top spot. I thought Camden did really well, like we talked about. The Blake Lively gaffe was perfection. It was so funny. And I thought it was intentional.
I did too.
Yeah, I thought it was intentional.
No, it was not.
No, I mean, you figured it out after a couple seconds, but when it first happened, I thought it was intentional. I was like, oh, that's funny. And then when I realized that it wasn't intentional, then it was even funnier. Right?
I did think she was legitimately like trying to be more vulnerable when she was talking about overcoming fear and her own fears and whatnot about like coming out and her family. So I think Rue had kind of challenged her to that, right? Is to open up a little bit. And I think she did in a way that to me felt organic. It didn't feel like she was kind of forcing it or putting on airs or anything. So I thought that also helped her too. You know, I thought she came off a little bit timid and said the wrong thing, but she rebounded amazingly.
Yeah. No, I mean, I just like the whole flow of that group. I was like, I could listen to these ladies every day, do a talk show, and just be entertained, which is great because honestly, from Deja, at least for me, for Deja, she hasn't really been present in the competition. And I finally felt like, okay, I kind of got a plus on Deja for this challenge this week. Which is different because usually Deja doesn't have many pluses. she has like an average tone.
Yeah, she stood out.
She stood out. She was in a good way.
In all the right ways for once.
Exactly. And so I really enjoyed Deja. Lady Camden, I just have a crush on her. I wanted her to do better, but she wasn't bad in any means.
No.
Angeria is just like, oh, I just love Angeria. Like, and she did well.
You had me at you can call me Angie.
Yes.
Like,
exactly. Well, the moment she said that, it like that immediately lets the listener know that you are invited in.
Yeah.
It was a perfect little piece to throw in.
So natural.
Yeah. And it immediately invited all of us in. And then we bought the whole farm, right? Yeah. Like, but not that you had to, because she wasn't selling you wolf tickets. Everyone seemed very authentic.
Yeah.
It was, like you said, Kelly, I like that word, organic. It felt organic, it felt real, but it also felt very well practiced, right? Not practiced, that's the wrong word. Here's the word: prepared.
Yeah.
They were prepared. They came very well prepared. They were equipped with funny things to say, with serious things to say, with sentimental things to say, with segues. Like, they had it all together.
I loved how personal Willow got about like her condition. Yeah. And I think that was the first time for me to like hear a little bit more about it, but also in a way where I understood it and didn't feel so much like guilty.
It didn't sadden you.
Yeah, like, it didn't sadden me, but I understood like what was going on. And yeah, I thought that was a really good moment for her.
Something else that we skipped over in the workroom that I think does require some discussion is we finally got a look into Deja, right? Deja finally really shared some deep moments, like some personal insight into her life, and that was really interesting to see because we've gotten little glimmers of it, but it felt like the shell cracked open in the workroom, and maybe that's what really translated into the challenge, is that she allowed herself to be vulnerable, and now we got to see like this greatness that was sort of hidden under the surface. Like, we all thought she had potential, but like she really lived up to it this week in every way. So I think that vulnerability really helped.
Someone who could have benefited from that vulnerability, like Deja had, was Georges, who has a very interesting story about fatherhood, about like her life and growing up, and she shared a little bit of it, but it's with this kind of like armor of a smile and charm. You don't actually get to see what that did to me. You don't actually get to see like the emotions, and so you don't connect. We can't connect with that.
Yep, it felt very phony.
Yeah, and so what she was saying, there was something to that. There was meat to that, but it's like how she was saying it, how she was presenting it on that stage, I couldn't connect with it at all.
It all felt forced, as forced as that horrible wig line.
Oh my
God, that thing was terrible. I couldn't get past it.
How could you walk out on RuPaul's Drag Race stage? How could you walk out on the stage like that?
Oh my God.
That was okay.
That wig line was so bad.
It would have looked better with their natural hair.
And it's like the sun, like the lights was shining right at that. It was like spotlight. This shit is terrible.
It was so bad. There was just a disconnect across that whole group. Jasmine looking like the Count's wife. Like, I just don't understand. 1, 2, like I just didn't understand.
And Diabetes looked completely different from everybody. I liked the look, but I just didn't feel like it was cohesive.
My one thing that kept bothering me was Bosco's little boy sideburn.
I did notice just finally
poking out.
I told you
there on the, it's every week.
It is.
There's a little bit, like there's always some little part.
OT had to tell me, like, look here, look exactly here with the I could not see, even when I was looking. It took me probably most of the way through the panel to finally see what
it pokes out every time. She's got too much hair. She needs to cut that hair.
Yeah, is it because
crazy
she's got such long hair and she doesn't want to like shave this part? Is that why?
So. Could be. Yeah. I could not stop looking at it, but luckily they were so hilarious. It didn't even matter.
Yeah.
Right. Like,
the best thing about that group was Bosco.
From the get.
From the moment they said Electric Boogaloo, I was in.
Yeah.
Because I got the reference. It was just like Rue said, like those of us of a certain age, you get that, and we love that. And I love that someone as young as Bosco was as smart to know this will make Rue laugh if I say this.
Yeah.
And that's all I need to do is make Rue laugh.
Which will serve them well in Snatch Game.
Yes.
Because all it is about making Rue entertained.
That's it.
The whole show
have to make Rue laugh. This whole show is Rue's entertainment. Like, she doesn't care if we're liking it.
No.
Not even a little bit. This is all for Rue.
And I said that Willow did consistently make me laugh all of the jokes, but the funniest part was the men. Why?
Why?
For what?
For what?
Honestly?
Huh?
For what?
Bosco is waiting for a late night talk show. That's the bottom line.
What else about this group?
I will say I wasn't surprised by the performance of the group. Bosco did well, not surprised. Georges and Jasmine, this is not a challenge that they would excel in.
Yeah.
Wasn't surprised. They stumbled, fumbled, didn't come across as genuine, even though they tried.
See, I don't know that Jasmine wasn't genuine. I think Jasmine got lost in hearing other people's voices, right? Because in the beginning, when she was just sort of talking and being herself, even though she was being long-winded, I was still listening. I was still interested. And then you could see the moment when she realized, oh, wait, people probably think I'm talking too much.
Yeah.
And then she sunk inside of herself and she never came back out.
Yeah. And I will say, though, and we said this a couple times this season so far, I think on lots of other seasons, this kind of challenge, probably Jasmine and Georges are safe. Because again, it was so strong across the board. I mean, Team 1 was so strong, all 4.
Every single one of them.
Bosco was incredibly strong, obviously won. Dio was good, like safe-ish, which fine, meh. But I mean, that's what you're up against. So I think with a group of other queens, what they brought was probably would skirt it along, but it's a really strong group.
They weren't bad panels. Yeah. Both of
no one was bad. Well, yeah. I mean, like you said, if you are comparing apples to apples, meaning the people who were on the stage at some point, Georges was bad in comparison to the people on the stage.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it was sort of the same thing we saw with Jasmine. No, it wasn't the same thing we saw with Jasmine, because Jasmine sunk inside because she was afraid. Georges never even came out. Georges, as you say, Kelly, had that armor up the entire time. And so it made it really not relatable.
And you could see in Untucked, even when it started to bubble to the surface a little bit, she fights it. So she and it's natural. A lot of people do it, but
obviously,
but it's the people that don't and just let us in that we find most endearing. And
yes, I mean, look at Cornbread, right? Like everyone fell in love with Cornbread so immediately because Cornbread was on that roller coaster of emotion and just went with it every week. It was like, I'm not supposed to cry, I'm a thug, but I'm sitting up here crying, right? I'm letting you in, even though I don't want to let you in, because I know that this is what's good for me. And Georges is fighting what's good for her, which is blowing my mind because Georges otherwise seems so self-aware, right? Like she seems very in tune with who Georges is, what Georges is presenting, and for some reason, this seems to be a blind spot, like the lack of vulnerability.
But I wonder if she's incredibly in tune with Georges, the drag queen, and not Georges out of drag.
First of all, I'm the psychologist. Do your job, okay? Do your job. Psychologists, see those? Psychologists.
If I'm going to put on my customer success manager hat.
And what does Ruse say? I wonder if Georges realizes she has that power outside of drag.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that is the difference. I think the confidence is clearly, I mean, when she is owning Georges, the drag queen, it's like she can't be stopped, right? She's a wrecking ball. But I don't think she feels as confident outside of that.
I will say she did better than I thought she was going to do.
Yeah, it was not a bomb.
Yeah, it wasn't. It was not a complete bomb. But if you are looking at the people she was on the stage with, she looked bad.
Yeah, it was a clear miss. She looked bad because of the hair. She did bad because of people.
That hair was a mess.
Why?
Yes. All right.
Bring it to the runway.
Runway.
I know I'm skipping the order. This is the first week I'm doing the show with no notes, so I'm really proud of how well I'm doing right now. But I need to skip to the most appalling thing that I have had to deal with this entire season. Michelle Visage calling out Bosco for wearing a bra and panties when Georges still exists. Okay? What the hell was that, Michelle Visage?
Hey, Bosco still won.
Where were you, though?
Where were you for the last 10 weeks?
And
when Georges was walking out with bra and panties.
Literally last week? Literally was just a bra and panties.
Right. For like the 5th time.
Bosco had on a corset, a jacket, except like there was other things going on at least. It's the bias is just really.
Oh my God, my brain, I literally started screaming at the TV. I'm like, are you fucking kidding? What was that?
again, they're starting to compare the queens to themselves versus each other.
Yeah.
She's not used to seeing Bosco in a bra and panties, first of all. And second of all, it's all a wash anyways because Bosco still won regardless.
But interesting, and I think we talked about this before, the way things are weighted.
Yes.
If you would go by what they said, I would have thought Deja won.
Exactly.
Because
I did not think Deja won. I thought it was Willow and Bosco. I was
that
not
outfit.
Deja's outfit was good. It was really good with the she did good with the outfit, but when it came to the outfit and the challenge, she was not the winner.
Right, but what I'm saying is, if I was to go by not what I thought, what the judges said, because they did not like Bosco's outfit, you know, and obviously she was very strong in the challenge, but they thought Deja was incredible in the challenge, and they thought her outfit was incredible,
right?
And so, just based on what we have seen so far this season, I would have thought they would have picked Deja. I'm glad that they picked Bosco. I thought she did great, and I thought she looked great. I
thought she looked amazing.
Yeah.
I thought that was the best her bodies looked the entire season. Like her body looked impeccable.
Well, let's jump back to Deja because she was first.
Yes,
I thought it was really fun.
Everything.
And that's what I wish Willow's top would have been, that giant, like that.
Yes.
And I think that's what the judges were hoping for. But I thought, and I think Carson was the one that said this, it's like it was dragged up and like comical while still being like elevated. Her makeup is still a problem for me and will just be forever. I don't need to say it every week, but the outfit was great.
Yeah, I do want to spend a few more minutes on Deja just because we have been openly critical of Deja. So for the first time, all of us think that Deja looked good. Mm-hmm. So we all agree and we should talk about it. Right? Like the outfit was awesome. It was 80s, it was boardroom, it was ridiculous, it was fun, it was funny, it was beautiful. It hit all the check marks. She did it.
Yeah, it reminds me of what an amazing like cartoon would do with a businesswoman, right? Where it would be like that big triangle shape, you know? It was just amazing. I mean, it was she hit it. And I'm really surprised because she was the only one that really did the exaggerated shoulder pads. And you would think with the shoulder pad specific runway that she wouldn't have been the only one, but it worked.
Yeah. I mean, the other people interpreted it in a sort of different way, but she went very literal and it was very perfect.
I liked her outfit a lot. She impressed me. It was good.
Yep.
Who was after Deja?
Was it Willow?
Or Lady Camden?
Oh, it was Camden. It was Camden. I was underwhelmed by the Nutcracker look, I must admit. One, I don't like Nutcrackers. They freak me out. They're creepy as hell. But outside of that, like when she took off the head, the makeup was good, but it wasn't amazing. It like I'm accustomed to for Lady Camden. And personally, I am sort of starting to get bored with the white hair, even though I know she changes it up, but it just seems like the white hair keeps finding its way back.
I liked it. I thought the presentation of it could have been a little bit like, again, bigger shoulder pads, first of all, bigger, more military type shoulder pads for the Nutcracker. But then it was interesting because after she took off the Nutcracker head, then she started to do more of like the soldier kind of movements. And I wish she would have done it at the beginning, like played into like the Nutcracker until she took it off and then be more like, I just think she could have sold it. I think she could have sold it better.
Yeah.
But I thought she looked great.
Yeah, I thought she looked great. The cut was beautiful. The silhouette of her body looked fantastic. Yeah. I was completely here for it.
Yeah. But I love the Nutcracker.
She got a check for me. Was it the best? No, but I liked her look.
Yeah. I thought it was solid. I just hate Nutcrackers.
And again, she did the assignment. Shoulder pads.
Yeah.
But listen, Lady Camden, Joe is not single. I am, so. Okay, and then Willow.
Angeria and her are going to be a thing.
And then Willow, I loved Willow's look. Yes, the shoulder pads weren't big, but they were shoulder pads. Yes. And I loved it. She brings it every time, something new. I'm always excited to see Willow. I loved it.
I think one of the judges said it best, where it's like she somehow manages to do drastically different things that feel the same.
Yeah.
Like she has a style that she brings, and yet if you lined up all her looks, they don't match. Like it doesn't make any sense, but somehow it works.
Her style is the element of surprise, right? She consistently does things that people are not expecting.
Yep.
And she does them with a level of precision, like a razor blade.
Yeah.
Like it was incredible. She gets my fan for the week. When I saw her walk out with that outfit, I said, oh my God, I could see me walking the streets with this. I already know what shoes I'm going to wear. I know exactly how I need my hair styled. Yeah. Like I know what hat I want to wear. Like I knew everything.
I didn't notice until watching it the second time that she had a braided rat tail in the back.
It was so delicious. I just wanted to eat her up. It was so good. It was so good.
Yeah.
The hair, the glasses, the makeup, like she doesn't miss a beat on that runway. She really doesn't. She's like her and Angeria on that runway.
Angeria was probably my favorite look.
The houndstooth. All the different types of houndstooth.
Beautiful.
It was so well done.
Speaking of people surprised, I mean, she has been so versatile with her looks. When she came in, was a pageant queen, or a self-proclaimed pageant queen. And we've seen a lot of pageant queens where it's very much the same kind of look. Not Angeria. That look was amazing. It was kind of like reminded me of like a chessboard, but like the queen of a chess game.
I was
like
getting
Alice in Wonderland.
I was getting Snow White.
Yeah.
I was getting the queen from Snow White.
It was, that too. It's amazing.
Yeah.
She looked incredible.
Yeah, Kelly, I was on your same path. Alice in Wonderland, chess, that kind of vibe. I was getting that from Angeria, and I loved it.
Yeah, I love anything in houndstooth though. Like when houndstooth is right, it's right.
And she had the different patterns and everything. It's great.
Who was after Willow?
Bosco.
So it was Bosco, then her team. So Bosco was first from her team. And we talked about I love the outfit. I thought the Wonder Woman breastplate was beautiful because it was very much giving me Wonder Woman. That is how you hide your stockings, Carrie, with a nice corset. I thought her legs looked great. I thought when she opened the coat, it was right. Kudos to you, Bosco. The makeup was beautiful. The hair I thought was pretty. I liked the glasses. I thought she did fantastic. I don't think she was at all the best on the runway. I think she was quite possibly fourth best at best. You know, is what it is. She deserved the win and she got it.
Why? For what?
Huh?
And honestly,
Georges.
Georges didn't do the assignment.
Again.
Next. Next.
I have one thing to say about Georges, and then we can move on. I will say, outside of the assignment, this is my favorite look that Georges.
That outfit was gorgeous, though.
It
did look good.
There was something about like the wig and the makeup, and maybe because it was like pants, but it somehow she looked just different. She didn't look like she was trying to be like a Paris Hilton kind of Valley Girl, typical straight wig,
or trying to do the assignment.
Trying to do the assignment.
I know, but she definitely should have been in the bottom. But that was my favorite she's looked all season.
I just don't understand how she brings the wrong garments for these assignments when like she ain't got nobody in her corner that could be like, hey girl, that ain't a shoulder pad.
That's not
hey girl, those aren't chaps. Like damn. Like what's really wrong with this?
She lacks friends. But that's okay. When you're that pretty, you lack friends. People don't want to be around you because you make them look like the second best.
Or they're around you for the wrong reasons or
right.
something. Yeah.
But before we say anything else, can we just give a salute to that hair that Georges had on? That hair was everything. It was so Prince.
Yes,
it was so
a good wig.
80s. It was what?
He's just mad about the assignment.
I was like, yes, it was a good wig. I'm ready. I'm ready to move on.
Fine.
I loved it.
Fine. Thank you.
I'm not saying it was bad. I'm just saying it wasn't the assignment. It doesn't deserve to be judged. So now it's Jasmine Kennedy, and hers was not my favorite at all.
Either.
Hers was like right there with George's, but she did the assignment.
It was almost there. I felt like, okay, so here's how I edit that outfit, and I believe personally that it elevates it. I take off the choker, and then I cut a deep V. And I think it elevates the entire outfit. I think it just makes the whole thing look better. If there's like I want it to be so deep that it looks like she's going for open heart surgery.
I'm excited to see Jasmine Kennedy in All Stars. I figure she's going to get better drag.
Yeah.
Her and Laganja.
She did not bring it. She did not bring it this season. I'm not looking forward to it. She's a pretty drag queen, yes, but I'm not looking forward to her drag. It's just not there for me.
Because, well, the opposite of what we said about Angeria and Willow is that I think this was Jasmine, the makeup, the hair. This was her attempt to do something different, to show the judges something different, and you can tell she just doesn't know how to do it yet.
Yeah, but they loved it, right? They praised her outfit. They all loved it, and it was a great outfit. It looked good on her body. It was so weird because she edited, but I think she edited too much. But
she's not fully realized yet.
Yeah, no. It was very good. It wasn't great, but it was very good.
Yeah.
And then all that's left is Daya, which I thought was fine. I mean, I don't know. It was just kind of like forgettable a little bit to me. I thought it was, at least it was different than what everybody else did.
Yeah. I like Daya's. That's it.
Yeah. I think we should talk a little bit about the lip sync and the double keep this week. The double Shantae. OT, rejoin the conversation.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Sorry. I'm very bored.
We watched it again earlier.
I watched it twice.
Oh, I did not. So I just have one opinion.
I do not think that deserved a double Shantae.
I absolutely do.
You do?
I do. And here is my summary of how I believe this was going to go. Right?
I knew they would lip sync against each other because they're the weakest in the competition.
Yeah. I was okay. So one, I was waiting for this lip sync. Okay. I've been waiting for it. However, there was a part of me that believed if Jasmine outperformed Georges, it would be a double save. If Georges outperformed Jasmine, Jasmine was going home. That's how I believed it would go.
And that's what happened.
And that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
While that performance was everything, it was all I wanted it to be. I had been waiting for that. They gave me everything I needed from both of them, especially for that song. I thought they did way better with that song than I could have done.
Yeah.
Right. Than any of the other queens probably could have done.
Yeah,
like they really took that song somewhere that I would have never guessed it could go. And I thought that saving them both was fair. But if we're comparing apples to apples, the moment Jasmine did that four-way split or whatever the hell she wants, the layered split, that should have been ball game. That should have been ball game.
I have so many questions about anatomically and muscularly how that is even possible. Like how her legs.
Jasmine is incredible. I would go watch Jasmine perform.
Absolutely.
How
she
do
can
you
have
do
the money.
it?
Yeah, have all my monies.
Yes, take the
money.
money.
All I want to see you
take
do.
the monies, Jasmine. Come and get it. I'm in Houston. They're in Detroit. Come get the monies.
Yes, take the monies, girl. You deserve it. You earn it. You earn everything.
Yeah.
There's going to be part 2 next week for Snatch Game.
You heard it here first.
We both know they ain't gonna do it, and they're gonna be in the bottom 2 again because Georges is gonna not do the runway assignment, and she's not gonna have a good Snatch Game character. She's probably gonna do Shakira or Salinas or Jennifer Lopez, and do horrible. And Jasmine is going to not talk enough or maybe talk too much. I don't know. It's just not going to happen. Already know their Snatch Game is going to be terrible and they're going to be bottom 2 again. And this time, Jasmine's going to feel so defeated because it's the 4th time I'm in the bottom and I have to lip sync for my life. I just don't understand. What do they want from me? What do they want? And then she's finally going to lose to Georges. Calling it. That's how it's going to happen.
All right. I love that prediction.
I am going to disagree with Joe. And I am going to say, look, I already know. I don't care. It makes the show more interesting. I am going to disagree with Joe. And I am going to say that one of those 2 people is going to be a surprise. One of those 2 people is actually going to do well enough to be safe.
If I had to put money on it, and this is just based on the fact that she somehow made the Dynasty episode amazing, I think maybe Jasmine could do it in the Snatch Game. I just think like they will not send Georges home. So it's like, I think that's also part of it. Like, I just don't. We've seen some amazing lip syncs where people have gone home. We've seen some amazing lip syncs where they still sent one person home, and this one wasn't so different from those that it was like, well, we have to keep both of them. I don't know what their thing is with Georges, but she's not going.
If it's not those 2, I see maybe Deja or I hate to say it, Lady Camden, being in the bottom, but I'm still going to bet 80% of my monies, my dollars, to them seeing it again, seeing them lip sync for their life one more time.
Let me tell you something. As much as I want you to be wrong, I would love to see them 2 lip sync again. Like, I cannot wait for them to go on tour together because I am there.
And this song was like mid-level speed. So I want to see one where it's like full out pop,
full energy. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And if they keep them again, or if one of them heifers,
like
Ariana, no.
Yeah, anybody who ends in Anna, I want them to do that song. Brittany,
Joe.
Anna.
Joe, what you just said made me think that like the way that this is going, Georges has the golden ticket.
Yeah.
I totally forgot about the chocolate part.
Yeah, if one of them heifers have the golden ticket and they get saved again, I'm just like, you know what?
It's Georges. She has the golden ticket.
Just take them both out. Honestly, Georges should have just went home this past week. She didn't do well on the assignment. She did the worst, and she didn't do the runway. Like, you just out for not following directions, girl.
Joe is
you out for not following directions again.
Joe is almost as upset as I was last week.
It's like this week we're not doing any lip sync. You did not follow the assignment. You're gone.
But it's just like it is frustrating, especially for queens that aren't really doing the best that they can or whatnot, are not really providing as entertaining of an episode as other queens when they have the lip sync to rebound. And it's just like, it doesn't matter. This shit's still going to happen. Yeah. She's still not going to follow directions. She's still not going to want to speak at a panel. She's still not going to want to speak in an acting challenge. She's still not going to do great in Snatch Game. Just saying.
We will see.
Time will tell.
All right. I mean, prove me wrong. I would love for you to entertain me and prove me wrong.
I would love to be able to prove you wrong. 7 years has taught me that I can't, but I'm not going to stop trying. Condos and condones. Yes.
My condo is back to Willow Pill. Keep doing your thing. Keep surprising us on the runway. I mean, I would think her name would be Maddie Morphosis by the way she keeps turning looks.
Wait, I don't. That seems like it was not a compliment.
No, that was. I liked it.
That's a compliment. Like, yes, you know, she keeps changing it up.
Yeah, she's like
metamorphic.
Yeah, she's yes. I was here for that compliment. I was here for that, Joe. Like you took me out. I had to give you a side view. Like, what? He just came with it.
Yeah,
Joe, you get a fan.
Oh, I felt that over here. Ooh, thank you. Yes, keep going, Willow. You're up there with Angeria, in my opinion, of you can do everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. My can do, and I'm glad we didn't talk about it yet, was Lady Camden's nature narration during them getting ready.
How did you forget that?
David Attenborough style, and like, here are the queens in their natural habitat.
My can-do of the week is Rue's workroom shirt. Oh my God, it was so good. It was so good. I would wear that shirt anywhere, every single day.
All right, condones?
Condone.
We know where this is going.
Don't give Georges another pass. Don't give Georges the golden ticket. Don't. I mean, she's not following directions. That's it. Don't do it, please.
My condone, we discussed, but it bears repeating. Michelle Visage, you don't get to call out Bosco for wearing a bra and panties when Georges has worn a bra and panties at least 5 times on the runway. Condone do that. It's not okay, Michelle Visage.
My condone would be the double Shantae. I just don't know if I was here for it. I don't think that they did bad. I don't think it's like they both flopped or something like that. But just the vibe I got, I wasn't like, oh shit, they should both stay, which I've thought before. And again, usually when I've thought that, still one person goes home. But I think it's just this weird storyline that's developing, which we keep talking about, which is like Georges just has the metaphorical and probably physical golden ticket.
Don't get it twisted. I think Georges is a good queen. For this competition, I'm just not. I'm not.
Yeah, she's not ready. She's not a fully realized drag queen. She is a performer. Yes. But
she's got potential.
All she is. She's a performer right now. And that's great if you're a drag queen working at bars. But on RuPaul's Drag Race, you have to be able to do more than perform. Let's wrap it up like a condom.
No love, no love.
I don't know why I said that. I don't know why I sung it. And I don't know why Kelly ad-libbed. And why Joe is judging us.
Yes, and.
And why Joe is judging us harshly.
It's an improv challenge.
Yeah, you failed.
Oh no, I'm Georges.
Well, thank you. No.
Well, everybody.
Well, everybody, here in Texas.
It's been Cowboy Kelly's Roundup. Maybe we should do improv together, OGs.
Oh my God, we'd be so much fun. So much fun. When you move to Houston, we're gonna get
not Joe. He's not entertained by us.
No, I'll judge.
Harshly.
From a distance.
OT, that's not the assignment.
Boo, boo.
Kelly, those aren't shoulder pads.
Get them off the stage.
Thank you, everyone, once again for joining us on Condone Yourself. Please be sure to follow us on Instagram and on TikTok, or you can email us at condoneyourselfpodcast@gmail.com. Please be sure to tune in again next week. Leave comments, talk to us, let us know what you're thinking, and share our videos because we deserve that. Can't wait to see you next week. Thanks for joining us and enjoy the rest of your day. Make it a great day.
Snatch game. Snatch game next week.
So exciting.
We'll see.
And Joe.